right, day 2 of our KYOTE work. Okay, so what is the area of a triangle whose vertices are at these points? So I'm going to kind of sketch this out, like I'm just giving myself kind of a coordinate grid. So if I'm at -4, 0, so over to -4, up 0. So there's 1 point. Okay, and then -10, 0 would be over here, -10, 0. So there's another point. And then -7, -6. So over to -7, down to -6. So -7, -6. So area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So my base is from here to here. So it went from -4 to -10. So it went a total of 6. And I wrote the number 10, sorry. It went, so from -4 to -10 would be 6. And then our height is from here to here. So I went from 0 down to -6. So that is also 6. And then 1/2 of that. So this is going to end up being the correct answer for the first one is going to be 18. So E. Number 14, solve for x. So we're just going to solve this like a normal equation. Think back to Mr. Likens, the upside down t. So we're going to subtract 56 from both sides. -7x equals, sorry, -54. Now divide each side by -7. So x equals 54/7. So the answer is B. Number 15. So to get rid of a negative exponent, we put it on the bottom of a fraction. So for example, if I had x to the -2, that equals 1/x squared. Okay, so I just take this whole entire thing, I put it on the bottom of the fraction, and I got rid of the negative. So all of this is going to be 1/9x to the 6 all squared. Now we square everything. So 1/9 squared is 81, and then power to a power you multiply. So x to the 12th. So the correct answer for 15 is C. Number 16, it's going to be FOIL. So first, outer, inner, last. So we're going to FOIL this. I'm going to do it over here on the sides where I have more room. So I have x squared minus y squared times x 7th plus y to the 7th. So I'm going to take the first one times the first one. So I have x, and all I do is add the exponents. So 2 plus 7 gives me 9. Then x squared times y to the 7th is just x squared y to the 7th. I can't combine those because they have different bases or different letters. Now I'm going to do the -y squared and multiply that by both things in the second set of parentheses. So -y times -y squared times x to the 7th is -y squared x to the 7th. And then -y squared times y to the 7th is going to be minus y to the 9th. So this right here is my solution. I can't combine the middle terms because this is x squared and this is x to the 7th, so they're not the same. So I can't do anything with those. So this is it. That's the final answer, and that is answer C. Number 17, multiply and simplify. Okay, so when multiplying, anything when you see fractions set up and you're multiplying, you multiply straight across. Okay, so on this, before I start, we're going to do some factoring. So I have x to the 8th times x minus 6. Then on the bottom, x squared minus 36, I can rewrite that as x minus 6 times x plus 6. And then we have x squared. So now I notice I have an x minus 6 and an x minus 6 on the top and the bottom, so those cancel. And then I have x to the 8th and x squared. So because both of these are just all by themselves, like there's no numbers or you're not adding it or anything, and they're both x, I can subtract my exponents. So 8 minus 2, and that gives me x to the 6. Then here I'm just left with x plus 6 on the bottom. So the correct answer is A for 17. Number 18, which of the following is an equation of a line parallel and passes through the point? So parallel means we're going to have the same slope. And then they give me a point. This is my x, this is my y. So -3 equals, I got the negative 3 from right here. And then mx plus b. So m is 5 because it's parallel, so they have the same slope. My x is 4, and I don't know what b is. So negative 3 equals 20 plus b. Subtract 20 from both sides, and I get negative 23 equals b. So my equation is going to be y equals 5x minus 23. Again, taking the slope from here, and then just replacing that coordinate point with just the letters x and y. So the correct answer for 18 is B. All right, on the back. All right, so we have fractions. Use your calculator. Don't be shy. Use your calculator. So I have 1/3 x minus 2/3 equals 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is add 2/3 to both sides. So then I have 1/3 x equals 4 2/3. So another way to write 4 2/3, remember, if we want to write this as an improper fraction, so it's like a wheel. So we multiply here and we add here. So that would be 14/3. Another way to do this is just do all of it on the calculator. So I have 4 plus 2/3. And then math, enter, enter, gives me 14/3. Well, it might be hard to see on the video, but so we have that. All right, so now I have 1/3 x. 1/3 x equals 14/3. So I would divide by 1/3. So I'm just on my calculator going to hit divide, parentheses 1 divided by 3, and that answer gives me 14. So correct answer for number 19 is E. 20, again, just use your calculator. So 3 divided by 2 minus 2 divided by 9. Math, enter, enter, gives me 23/18. So the correct answer for 20 is B. All right, simplify. So again, first I'm going to distribute this squared. So negative 6 squared is 36. Power to a power, we multiply. So this is what I have, okay? So there is no number down here. You can think of that as just 1. So 36 divided by 1 is just 36. And then when we're dividing with exponents, you subtract. So 14 minus 7 gives me 7. So the correct answer is B. 22, the graph of the line with the equation y equals 3x plus 8 crosses the x-axis when x equals. All right, so think about it. X-axis, if we cross the x-axis anywhere on the x-axis, then our y is going to be 0. So I'm just going to plug in a 0 for y here. So subtract 8 from both sides. So negative 8 equals 3x divided by 3. So then my x would be negative 8/3. So the correct answer for 22 is A. Which decimal number is smallest, left of the others on the number line? So remember with negatives, right? So if here's 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So remember, negative 3 is smaller than negative 1. Okay, so it's kind of like backwards from what we're used to on the normal like counting. So this is negative 1.5, and then this is negative 0.5, 0.8, 0.5, 0.8. So obviously this one is going to be actually your biggest number. The one that's going to be furthest left, so 0.5 or 0.5, these are both 0.8. So 0.8 is going to be further left. So then I would need to compare between these two, and your answer is going to be E. Okay? It's almost like with negatives, you're looking for the biggest number. Like if you took off the negative sign, you're looking for the bigger of the two numbers. And then put the negatives back on, that's actually your smallest number. All right, subtract this from this. So this is just like saying subtract 6 from 12. That means 12 minus 6, okay? So we're going to start with this. So 2x minus 3 goes on top. And then I'm going to line up common terms. So 9x, and then this is 9x squared, and then minus 7. And we're subtracting, okay? So again, I lined up, these are just numbers. These have an x, and this is x squared. Notice there's no x squared up here. So that's really a 0. You can think of that as a 0, okay? All right, so we're just going to subtract this. So negative 3 minus negative 7. So negative 3 minus negative 7. Minus and negative becomes plus. So this would be 4, and that's a positive 4, so I'm going to put a plus in front of it. 2 minus 9 is negative 7x, and then 0 minus 9 is negative 9x squared. So your correct answer is C. If you have any questions, let me know.